Alright, welcome back. We're going straight into the UAH Blue Auburn Orange series and the idea of saving mine and Gabe's voices just a little bit. You all know what you're here for. This is round 4 of Swiss. We have our first 2 teams promoted to the single elim bracket and our first 2 squads sent home early. And now we see which of these 2 teams makes the single elim bracket.
Yeah, I'd say this is a 2-1 game if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So whoever wins this is going to qualify to the brackets, and whoever loses has to go through one last round of Swiss, which is absolutely horrible, because then if you make it, you gotta go back to the bracket. So it's a lot of Rocket League play, a lot of intensity. So just hope to see just good gameplay coming out from UAH Blue and Auburn. I mean, they've been both looking fantastic today. So, almost scoring off right at the bat, but it's going to slow down. William on the ball trying to do something. I think that's a name change, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so UAH Blue have since changed all 3 of their names after dropping round 3 to Alabama. I think just a reset for them. William C. Cozen is Cozen, if you can believe it. Jeremy is Space Captain. He has changed his name from mine. And Kyle is Taka. So we're going to test all of your memory skills to see if you can remember which player is which. But, all right, Space Captain and Taka just kissed right there to give the ball away. So that's a clearance for Auburn.
Yeah, definitely, but does end up looking like Rick's able to get the dunk. He's able to put it center. It looks like nobody's going to be there, and the demo comes through. Could open up the field. Nice 50 as well.
Oh, nice lead. I like that. It's good communication there. Looked like Rick was going for that. But Royals stepped up, saw he had a better angle, and was able to communicate in time his plans. And it led to a clearance for Auburn. But UAH strike back, and 2 minutes in, it's just back and forth, counterattack Rocket League.
I mean, this is kind of what sends the tempo to be good, Rocket League, right? 0-0, 2 minutes down,
Yep.
kind of back and forth. Control here and there, but just nothing really. It's going to force both defenders up, though, from a shot from Hubs. Rick was on the pass, and that's going to be a reset in the midfield.
50 taken by Space Captain. Runs out of boost, is bumped into a center ball, which Rick and Hums will both chase, leading to both of them having an opportunity to score right here. Hums was looking for a bump, but Taka was able to get away. He'll refuel in the corner and set up Space Captain for a passing play downfield that is stopped by Rick there at the halfway point of game 1.
You know, beautiful save as we do enter second half. This is best of 5, so there is still plenty of Rocket League to be had. Shots forward, nice little center. He's gonna get blocked though. Cozen's up, passes it to Space. Tries to take it off the wall, but it's gonna get ultimately dunked on. It's all up to the defenders, and Rick's there to save that one. And Hums gets a demo, but just off the post. That was very scary. I was holding my breath, so I can imagine the players are. And it's gonna be another shot on. But Rick, I don't think he got touched. The crossbar once again coming in clutch for Auburn. I mean, demos also galore right now for the side of UAH, and that's going to ultimately lead to the first goal. It's just that kind of spawn trap, and it is going to secure the 1-0 in game number 1.
Clean though. UAH Blue, they bode their time and waited for that big opportunity there in the midfield and took advantage of it. Auburn now with a chance to respond with Hums in the corner. He doesn't have anything left in the boost tank though, and UAH are finding those gaps in the midfield structure of Auburn at the moment, and Cozen almost was given a gift by Royals, who couldn't collect the ball clean there on the goal line.
Yeah, but luckily it does not go in. So a little bit of a breath and good flick coming in from Auburn. Tries to get a demo, but it's not going to happen. The net is wide open, and I imagine it's going to be slotted in. Yes, it will. I'm very confident that it's Space Captain who's able to put it through.
Clean double as well. Taka, again, just finding those gaps, realizing where Auburn's attacking from, and having that field vision to put the ball in between those 2 defenders. UAH, they did lose that round 3 match to Alabama in a crazy Game 5 series that went back and forth. Game 4 was a 7-6 final, if you can believe that.
Oh
but
my gosh.
They have since recollected themselves and are just playing solid at the moment against Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, they look fantastic, right? I mean, 2-0, 50 seconds. It's not like a blowout or anything. It's just very, very solid play coming in for UAH. And I feel like Auburn is kind of taking game number 1 as a test, right? They're trying to figure out how UAH plays. That was almost clean for Roy's, but unfortunately does not have the boost capacity or the power behind it to put it in. With 30 seconds on the clock, I imagine this is probably going to go to UAH and maybe
Well.
a 3-0. There
Yeah,
it is.
definitely is now. I think it's safe to say that was just an aggressive Auburn front that weren't able to execute the play they were after. And well, UAH, again, just playing solid and rewarded with an open net. Space Captain's credited for it, and he'll look for a fourth here. Why not? At the end of game one, he goes backboard, but can't drop that shot on target. Nice try, though. I respect it.
Yeah, no, absolute huge respect. With 15 seconds, Auburn just going to try and put one goal up, try to get some sort of momentum going, but it's going to be a great save, and that's going to be a fantastic shot. But the post saves Auburn once again, but at the end of the day, they are going to lose game number one, but it is going to be up in the air. We'll see if they want to keep it up, though. Looks like
they don't.
Yeah, no. He instantly shuts that idea down like, nah, we're moving on to game number two. Let's see if Auburn has the download on the UAH, though, and they're able to kind of come back from this.
I mean, just 2 shots put on target there for Auburn. They were getting picked apart defensively and offensively were struggling to connect with each other. Just overall disjointed from the Tigers in game one. And fair enough, it's their, I believe, first time on the stage today. I think they've played all their matches in the PC pit so far. But they have to get used to this situation fairly quickly. While it is the high side of round 4, you still want to get out of Swiss as soon as you possibly can, and this is a big opportunity for Auburn Orange.
Especially because it's going to be, no matter what, elimination in round number 5, right? So getting it early gives you that kind of time to breathe, maybe relax, maybe get some food in you, right? In order to come back into the single eliminator action. So I feel like round 4 is so important.
It definitely is, and you get more time to enjoy the free pizza that's en route to the facility right now. That's for all you watching online at the moment. That is your punishment for not coming in person, is you don't get the free pizza that our sponsor Bitespeed has been so gracious to allow us to purchase. So shout out Bitespeed for helping put all of this together. But game 2 between UAH Blue and Auburn Orange, still a stalemate similar to the beginning stages of game 1. We're not quite picking up right where we left off, with UAH Blue putting on all kinds of pressure.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like it's a flipped. Auburn coming up real strong. Roy's able to put up a shot on net and almost gets a nice dunk there, but just off by a little bit. That should allow Kozin to get a counterattack, but it's going to be Rick who stops it in the end. And Roy sends it to the corner as they try to slow it down. It's going to be a great demo coming in that could open up the field, but it's going to get popped up eventually. And Rick's going to get the one who clears it out and sends it to Hums.
And Royals now's downfield, going back wall with the play. Cousin coming off the back wall was trying to put the ball right back into Auburn Orange's box, but is unsuccessful. It is very much a midfield battle at the moment. Both sides kind of solidifying their midfield structure, although Kozin is a player to break things open. He found Taka from the back wall, but that try is no good. Rick clears the ball away, but has the ball stolen away from him, and we just continue going back and forth.
Yeah, no, back and forth. Just like the first game, 2 minutes off the clock, and still 0-0. Royce tries to do something there, but it's going to be Kozin who's able to deny it. And he gets a nice shot there, actually. Beautifully done. The control comes through. Just gets the dunk, catches it off the wall, and gets the bounce. Beautifully done.
And that's the type of play I'm referring to when I say Kozin is the type of player to break a game open, going back and forth when it could be solo play heavy rather. Kozin is probably the most mechanical player on the pitch right now, and they're 1v3 the Auburn Orange defense to give UAH Blue an important lead here in game 2. And as I say that, Taka responds with a bit of mechanics himself, though he is stopped on the near side by the Tigers.
Yeah, not able to find that one, but CB's able to do something there. He sends it up to Kozin. Kozin takes control, but no boost. But he actually fakes out Royals, and that could be huge because that's going to be a reset. That's going to be open net. Let's see if Kozin can put it in. Just not able to get around it, unfortunately. A miscommunication, the double commit, but luckily it is recovered. And Rick sends it out. Good save coming in. He's going to get killed, sent down to middle. The opportunity is there for Auburn. But looks like they're not quite able to put it in quite yet. Royals once again tries to put it in, but it's just not going to happen. It gets saved.
Taka's given room here. He passes to Space Captain, who beats a challenging Hums, gets 2 to jump. Cozen has an opportunity here to add to that UAH lead, though Rick is there on the goal line standing tall. And then the corner actually forced a miss out of Taka. Hums was ready for that. He dove in and is rewarded.
Beautiful shot and beautiful play. The bounce off the corner just into the slight redirect is exactly what you want to see. With 1-1, 140, make that 2-1 maybe if the follow-up is there, but no, it's not.
Cozen redirection. I like this from UAH. A pair of redirections that force Rick to work hard on the goal line. Unbelievable block to keep Auburn level with their upstate counterparts. 80 seconds left. And despite the efforts from the Chargers, we're still locked up.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is in a very dangerous situation right now. Nice little double tap. But once again, Rick comes up huge with the save and denies it. But the pressure is still on. Nicely done there by Royals, trying to find something. But it's going to be Cozen once again who sends it out. He's able to get over one. Forces Rick to do an absolute beautiful save again. This man's defense cannot be stopped at the moment. Hums eventually gets it out with 40 seconds. This is looking to go to an overtime. But Royals puts up a nice shot and Cozen goes early.
Taka with nothing in the tank will bait Rick upfield, but it could be to his demise if not for Cozen bumping Rick off the side wall right there. Again, good awareness. UAH using their game sense to stay afloat at the moment as Auburn are looking feisty in offense. Taka out to the side. Finds Hums, who kind of gives that ball right back, but Taka's got no one to pass to here. So he just tries to get the ball over Rick to no avail. 1-1 with 10 seconds to go. Auburn are in a good position to have a go at a go-ahead goal with not too many seconds left in regulation, but they can't do it. We go to OT.
OT game number 2. It's an exciting match when this happens. But poor our voices, but I still love to see a nice little ground pick coming in from Rick. Forces 2 to go. Comes, tries to get a slot in early, but it forces Royals. Nice little shot. Unfortunate whiff. Forces Rick to save once again. That's going to be a beautiful play, but Royals with a great recovery onto the back wall. Holds on strong as Cozen sends it center, but nobody is there, and Rick able to get a save and launches a quick counter attack. Gonna be over 1, tries to get over 2, but Cozen's there, almost own goals. Space able to flick it up. He is in complete control. Puts it to the backboard. 2 are up, and Cozen is there to send it through in a 40-second overtime. UH Blue into match point here.
Oh, if that isn't a Dominus flick, I don't know what is. That is the only reason anyone would ever main a car like that, is that kind of flick power, and Space Captain flexed it with all his might. Cozen was prepared for it, had a lane cleared as well by Space in the Auburn Orange goal. That is a wondrous game-winning goal for UAH Blue.
Yeah, no, absolutely beautiful. Setting them up to look to qualify for the single win bracket and give them that kind of room in the sweep. Auburn, though, looking stronger.
I mean, it was a much closer game. UAH obviously had a complete handle on game 1, but Auburn maybe settling into this set. I know Hums was telling me earlier for that first series, at the very least, that he was a little nervous playing on LAN. I think he's got a little bit of LAN experience, but not much, if I do recall correctly. So perhaps right now in an opportunity to potentially move on to top 8, he's feeling those nerves. And I mean, Rick and Royals as well, probably in similar boats at the moment, have to reverse sweep UAH, and there's not a more nerve-wracking thought than that at this moment.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it just comes down to execution, though, as we do see the pressure of UAH coming alive right now. The demo's coming through, but it's going to be Rick who comes up big and chases it. He gets a beautiful demo, opening up the net for Hums to put it away. And that's going to be an early goal, something we haven't seen quite yet.
I mean, Rick being the youngster in the Auburn Rocket League program, he is a sign of bright things to come. Has had a phenomenal series so far with his defensive performance in Game 2, setting up that one for Hums at the start here of Game 3. It is a great beginning for the Tigers, followed up by a not-so-good play. Space Captain punishes a miss, and we're tied up again.
I mean, that was just beautifully done. The kind of cross map and just dunks it through, finds the net. 1-1 with 4:20 on the clock. The funny number has been achieved, but the real question is, who is it going to take advantage of as Royals takes it away, sends it center. It's going to get cleared out by Taka.
Taka can't quite catch up to Rick there. And off the sidewall, Rick will look to set up another opportunity for the Auburn offense. Royals goes back wall, but Hums was bumped upfield just a bit. That limited, I'm sure, his ability to get to that backboard read. And UAH might have gotten themselves out of having to defend against a Hums shot. They definitely have here as Kozin demos Royals. Ball goes out to the side. Rick's got nothing in hand, so UAH can set up their offense now, but not in great position to shoot immediately.
No, not in the slide. It's going to be a great clear, though, on the side of Auburn. It looks like the counterattack will be had to steal onto the full boost as well. It's going to be a demo coming in that could relieve the pressure. Hums just unfortunately does not have enough boost to follow it up. 3 players in the air at the same time, and space gets bumped, but great recovery. It's going to be a good cutoff from Royals. He tries to get a dunk, it's just not going to happen, and Kozin takes it. The man, the myth, the legend, able to slot it in, but he just barely whiffs.
You can see that play developing from a mile away. That is one Kozin will go for 9 times out of 10, and Taka found him nicely. Just couldn't hit the shot. Auburn getting away with a small opening there, though a tough shot to hit. They will clear an opportunity to take the lead, but Space Captain's in the area on the crossbar. Now Kozin with room here pops the ball up, is denied entrance into the orange box by Rick. Well, UAH will regain their offense momentum.
Yeah, they absolutely. Second half of the game ticking away here. Still 1-1. It's been a while since we had a goal. Almost had one there, but luckily Space was there to kind of clear it out. Taka with a nice little shot there. Forces Hums to go a little early, but doesn't use too much boost. Sends it to the backboard. Tries to catch it, almost own goals, but luckily Rick gets it out eventually. That was very dangerous.
Oh, and Rick follows the play up nicely. He steals boost in the corner, and this is what Auburn has to do to establish control again. It's like I was saying earlier, UAH is a team that is very solid when it comes to the little things, the grabbing boosts, the making sure it's not easy for a team to play defense. And if Auburn can counter that with some control of their own, the high-flying plays haven't quite worked, but perhaps making things a little weird will. That's a second goal for Auburn, and Taka just thought Hums was hitting that.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe a miscommunication on the whiff there, but for Auburn, you absolutely take that open net to take the lead here and try to stay alive. They do not want to go home, and you can tell that in their play. 2-1, 1:40 on the clock. As Rick is back onto the attack, trying to put one more in for Auburn to secure the deal, but if a demo onto Hums, it's not likely.
Taka gets a second touch. Kozin's in the area. I think all of that forced a miss out of Rick. Space Captain's beaten another. He's got no boost, but picks up 100.
Yeah.
Has an open net, and we're level again. I don't know what just happened to Auburn's defense.
I don't know what happened either.
Oh, the bump.
The bump. You hate to see it. In a crucial game like this, you don't want to be kissing your guys.
No, I suppose not. Auburn learns that lesson the hard way. They will still just be tied up with UAH Blue, but a win in regulation I'm sure would have done them a lot of good, or at least a lead late here in regulation, as there's still a lot to be done here to secure a win in Game 3, but it is a must-win for Auburn lest they see Round 5 of Swiss. There's no one there to beat Kozin to this ball, so he's allowed an easy clear into the Tigers' end. Royals has missed, giving Kozin more space in the corner. He drops that down to Taka that had no idea where that ball was going,
Yeah.
and Auburn go the other way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Lost in the sauce, if you will. Space is on the ball. Gets a nice little bump. Should allow Kozin to get a good air dribble coming in, but he does unfortunately lose the boost. Taka gets thrown out of position, but great save from Space, stopping the ball, but he does get demoed. 30 seconds on the clock. The pressure is on right now. Auburn throwing the ball at the net over and over again. Hopefully it gets in. Hums gets a demo. That could be what they need. Rose puts it mid. It's going to get saved by Kozin, who has a quick counterattack due to the 100 boost. But unfortunately, he whiffs it. 10 seconds on the clock. We could be going to another overtime here. Rick trying to do one last attack. Gets cut off by Space, who's going to unleash a counterattack. And he's going to get blocked by Hums as we go to an overtime in game number 3. The back and forth, unrelenting attack and defense from both of these teams.
Oh, Hums has an opportunity to maybe win it here, but Taka does get back to the UAH near side post just in time. Kozin, though, is a bit awkward. Has Space Captain, though, in tow to have his back. Hums back to it. Again, forcing UAH to play just these light touches instead of booming clears down into the Auburn end. It's helping the Tigers set up a decent offensive, but they need to keep control. They need to make sure that they, at the very least, if UAH does find a clear, limit their ability to counterattack with strength.
Yeah, no, because that's really what it's been all up to. UAH counterattack has been so strong and so fast. That was a good shot, but just way too far. And it's going to be a slow counterattack this time. Cousin's able to beat one, but not able to beat Hubs. But it is going to be a nice little shot coming in from Taco. It's able to secure UAH into the single elimination bracket as they will be skipping round number 5, a breath of fresh air. Even though it's a 3-0, man, was that a close series.
It was extremely close. Auburn played a great set, but ultimately UAH just, I think, made fewer mistakes. It was still weird on both ends of the field, but Auburn just had some awkward moments like that one. A poor 50 coupled with Kozin putting some pressure on Rick on the goal line. I think that sums up how that series went for Auburn. But they've got one last life to use now in round 5.
They absolutely do, but there's still plenty of games to be had in round 4. I think we're looking to probably stream one of the eliminations, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, we have fallen a bit further behind because of some technical difficulties, but we have Calera versus UAH White in an elimination match coming up on stream. Ignore the scoreboard temporarily. I had my own mental technical difficulties there when I was creating the lobby and the scoreboard, but we are good to go now, and I am again hoping for a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want the sweep, but I'm going to cast a curse to you because I want to see this go to at least a game 4 because UAH and Calera, they've been both doing really well tonight. I mean, it is elimination, right? So, obviously, they're both 1 and 2 right now. That was a close shot, but at the end of the day, they have been so close. So, whoever goes home is going to probably be pretty upset.
Yeah, they don't deserve it. That's for sure. Calera, they have had a couple of good opportunities here. One close redirection, but in classic Rocket League fashion, it's the simple goal that gets them on the board.
Yeah, just the kind of waiting it out, just kind of letting the defenders make the mistake, and then you counter onto it. Calera going to open it up in just under a minute. So it looks like Nanners is going to return, but hits the crossbar. Unfortunate there. But Mr. Chicken is right behind him, easily tying up the game in extremely fast fashion.
Well, that was extremely fast. What a quick answer for UAH. I'm sure they'll be pleased with that. And now with an opportunity off kickoff again, we could see UAH take a lead, but pop shot on target is fairly light and easy for Bama to get back to. UAH look to set up their offense now.
They are definitely trying to set it up, especially with Bob coming up huge, able to send it center. But unfortunately, nobody is there, and that's going to be a huge fake coming in from Blake. Up to Mr. Chicken, who eventually is able to get it, and Nanners tries to 50 it in, but he it's demoed for it, unfortunately. Bama trying to do something. Bob with a double kill, though. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in front of the net, and the double kill will go unanswered, but man, was that close.
Good play. I mean, UAH White's playmaking right now. They're looking to create their own opening instead of waiting for them. Bama's going to do the same here off the corner bounce. He looked to put a shot on, but just couldn't get around the ball in time. And so now with 100 boost, he'll pass to equal orbit, taking a shot that's a little bit high, but still saved by Bop. Calera in a very good spot at the moment to keep pressure on.
Yeah, very well done there, but Orbit once again keeping the pressure on. A nice redirect coming in from Bama, and it's going to be Calera taking the series 2-1 right now with 2 minutes 40 on the clock. Beautifully done.
Oh, and poor Nanners, no boost coming off the goal line right there against two high-flying Calera High School players. And the high schoolers will jump out to a lead at the halfway point of game one. Maybe had a chance to add to it if Equal Orbit had anything in the boost tank.
Yeah, I mean, that was so close. I thought it might have rolled in, honestly, but it's going to be Mr. Chicken who's able to send it out. But Blake cuts it off, but luckily Bob has his back. Able to keep it on the side of Calera and gets a bump in the process, and that bump's gonna allow Nanners to tie up the series 2-2.
Clean shot here. Bama puts that off the sidewall, and that's one of the cardinal sins of Rocket League. If you haven't got a teammate mid, don't be playing that ball off the sidewall, as UAH White was ready for it, and they will pounce and tie us up again.
Yeah, beautifully done there. Was just under a little bit in the second half. Game number one. Game number is best of 5 for those of you at home and for the stadium. Just as a quick reminder, Mr. Chicken does get a fantastic save there. Not able to get too much there from Bob, though. Nair sends it up. Not able to get past. That was Bama. Mr. Chicken with an absolute bang. It's going to be Blake to receive it. Can he control it, though? Yes, he can. Beautiful fake. He's going to take it extremely slow.
Bob as third man here will weigh his options and play the ball out the side for a very fortunate Nanners who picked up that 100, but has to use it to rush back quickly as Calera put a quick shot on from the side wall. And this is the type of offense that'll keep UAH White on its toes, though. They'll counter in kind with the ball to the back wall of Calera. Decent looks at the moment from both sides, and this is about how even I expected it to be, with a big chance here for UAH White that they just can't quite capitalize on.
Yeah, I mean, the double tap was there, the vision was there, but it's just ultimately not going to happen. Up the Bob tries to put it center, but unfortunate whiff. Orbit wins that 50 against Nanner. Mr. Chicken slows it down, almost like he's playing the time. But it's not going to happen. Bob with a great cutoff. Orbit tries to do something. That's going to be a great demo coming from Bama to relieve some pressure. But ultimately, it's not going to do too much. But that's going to be no boost on the side of Calera. And yet, they're still able to make the save. But Bob is an absolute menace right now on the field, getting another demo to him.
And now he's the last man here, collecting the ball. Tried to cut it around Bama, but he's completely unsuccessful. Bama cuts right through Bop, and Calera jump out in front.
Beautifully done there. Absolutely what you want to see. 32 seconds on the clock. The UH can definitely come back. I mean, we saw some quick goals from them earlier this game. It's going to be a fake kickoff from the side of Calera, and it could go south here, but Nanners does not beat to the ball, unfortunately.
Oh, it's a good bump. Sets up Bob for a shot. Bama, though, had it red. Calera playing frantic Rocket League at the moment. That's a miss on the UAH White side. Everyone is playing frantic Rocket League here. Nanners popped that up to the Calera back wall, but really to no avail. UAH White are just trying to take control here of the final moments of regulation. Bop with an opportunity on 0 seconds, levies that ball up in the air above the blue box, but Calera having none of that. They take game one.
Beautifully done, honestly. Calera came in up very, very strong there. And UAH White also was pretty strong, but I feel like Calera was more in sync. They had more of that kind of team play that we like to see, and it's just beautifully well done.
And we'll get into game two here in a second. But looking at the stats, fairly even. A highly productive game of Rocket League. 12 shots for UAH White, 8 for Calera. And this is about what we were expecting, I think, coming into this. This is, I believe, the 10 seed versus the 12 seed, just about. So within the realm of each other. On the lower end, yes, but both teams have had good days so far. Yes, they're in an elimination series right now, but that does mean one of them gets a berth in round 5.
Yeah, but once again, even if you make it to round 5, you still got to win another match.
True.
Right? So, but I'm assuming these teams are taking it one step at a time, one game at a time. And Nanners tries to put up a shot in game number 2, but it's ultimately blocked.
And it leads ultimately to a counterattack here. Equal Orbit. He can't stick with that ball. I liked where his head was at, but unfortunately couldn't get that solo play. And do a shot on target. Blake takes the simple route, just takes a one-timer. puts it on frame, but it is stopped by UAH White, and now they might be rewarded with a freebie. Mr. Chicken Ball is right there, and that is a tough look for Calera. Blake just gave that one up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Blake I think he got too much power on the ball and just goes straight down, and it's just going to be gifted to Mr. Chicken. And you're going to take that gift every single day of the week.
Chicken Ball right back to it, though. Much less successful with that one. Just a simple touchdown field. Bama collects and double commits with equal orbit. Calera's got to be careful right now, as they've only got Blake as third man, but he does extremely well. Takes a 50-50 off of a sidewall read, but UAH White got a little taste of offense, but it's not the whole meal just yet. They're forced back again.
Yeah, I mean, it is 1-0, almost 1-1. Blake does end up putting a shot on. The power of Calera coming up huge, but Nanners with a fantastic clear, going to slow down the play, allow his teammates to gather boost. It's going to be Bob who's able to get the touch. Blake thrown off a little bit, but still somehow manages to touch it.
Oh!
But beautiful save from Nanners and beautiful save from Bob. Oh my gosh, UAH kind of coming alive on defense, and the bump and demo to relieve the pressure. Nanners with no boost, though, is not able to put into the net. And Blake is back on the attack, and eventually the defense does fall apart as he's able to sneak through that one. But man, was that a series of events.
That's one of those goals. Like, I'm not rooting against Calera, but I hate that it went in because of the defensive sequence that UAH White just put on the board. That was an unbelievable trio of saves. I think Nanners got 2, was only credited for 1, but Bop got another. And again, it's just the simple goal that ends up going in after some defensive brilliance on the Chargers side. But either way, we're tied up at 1 apiece here, just 2 minutes into game 2.
Beautifully done by Orbit there, trying to send it out, trying to get another simple goal. Nanners gets bumped and tries to recover, but luckily Bop is there and help him out. It's going to be a beautiful beat from Bama. Mr. Chicken back on the ball. He sees Bop, but Bop is going to rotate out, but Nanners is there, but beautifully done by Orbit. And the goal is open, but he's not able to beat Bama as we enter our second half into game number 2.
Blake out of the corner, I believe, put a shot like that on target earlier on in this series. Off the back wall, Calera will look for the simple stuff too. Whatever they can do to find those openings in the UAH White end. Keeping the ball high has been successful for Calera so far, and it is here as well. That was pristine. Wonderful play by Calera to put themselves up front.
Yeah, that was a painting and a half. Blake's takes it up, gets the bump, kind of like Justin, you know, and he just allows his teammate to kind of score it under. Beautifully done, and Calera coming up absolutely massive.
And Bama plays patiently there in the corner, though. Can't read the UAH White defender. Bop now trying to do the same to the Calera defender left back, though. Blake wins that exchange. It's a game of chess right now in game 2. This is a big one for both sides, with UAH White trying to get back, and Calera trying to take a lot of pressure off their own shoulders by giving themselves 3 match points.
Yeah, I mean, that could be absolutely massive if Calera can sweep this through. And I know you would be happy about that as well. But it really comes down to the execution, right? Because we see both these teams back and forth. It all comes down. Whoever gets the shot, and that's going to be beautiful, but it's just off from Bama.
I like the confidence, though. Another pre-jump on the Calera end. UAH White are having to deal with a lot of fireworks occurring on the orange side, but here it's a simple pass mid that gives them an opportunity. Blake misses, but he does follow his own whiff, and that is a great defensive performance to keep Calera in front.
Yeah, beautiful recovery, but they still have to deal with Nanners on the ball, and it's going to be sent center, but he gets demoed. Humongous play from Orbit, and should lead to a quick counterattack here. It is going to hit the crossbar as it gets kind of slowed down and resets a little bit. Nanners with an unfortunate whiff will allow Orbit to take control. Bob with no boost still goes up and still manages to get the ball. As Orbit kind of slows it down, sends it back to Bama as they keep banging it back and forth.
Oh, that's a good read. Blake was able to dunk Bop, but Bop sticks with it. He's got enough boost in hand, and Nanners has 100 here as well. Chicken Ball, the lone empty tank on the UAH White end, but they've all pushed up, giving Blake a chance to put what would have been a crazy shot on target right there. And I respect that these Calera players are going for it. The youngsters at this LAN are nothing if not confident, And up a goal. Calera has to stretch to make a big save to keep themselves up front. Bop goes high. Nanners has his shot miss as well. This is a massive opportunity for UAH White. That ball will have to go in on 0 seconds, though. At the very least, they've got it in the air. But
oh my god.
eventually, it has to fall one way or another. Equal orbit. The first man on. Blake's the second. And they get the job done. 2-1. Calera lead this series by a pair of games.
Calera on match point in Swiss round 4. They're looking to send UAH back home. But, I mean, man, is it close. I mean, take a look at the scoreboard. I mean, it just looks like Calera just had simply more shots. But UAH White had more saves, so it seems like the defense is on UAH White and Calera on the offense. I mean, the offense is just going to beat that game every single day.
I mean, look, UAH White had to rely a lot on counterattacks that game, and Calera was putting some phenomenal shots on target. I'm impressed that UAH White was able to keep them to just 2 goals. And I mean, going forward, you have to limit the possession of Calera, because if they're, again, continuing that consistency of quality on the offensive side of the ball, then UAH White is either going to have to perform incredibly on their goal line again, or succumb to the pressure. And so I want to see how UAH White looks to flip the field here in Game 3, because it's a long road back for the Chargers, though these guys certainly can make their way back.
No, absolutely. I mean, you have the reverse sweep, and then you have to go into Swiss round 5. Man, that's tough. But it all comes down to this game. If Calera can sweep through the UAH White or not, as kickoff is on the way. Match point for Calera.
Kickoff win for UAH White, though. Give them an early opportunity. Mr. Chicken Ball puts that mid for Nanners, who puts a great shot on target. And, well, it's not exactly avoiding counterattack heavy Rocket League, but it is a perfect start for UAH.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kickoff, right? You win the kickoff and you catch Calera searching for boost. But, man, was that beautifully done.
Again, it's a kickoff win for UAH White, but Bama's back this time around. He's got half a tank of boost to work with. Is able to beat one, and this is where Calera can be dangerous. UAH White have to cut down some of these passing lanes, and a double commit whiff is not going to help. Fortunately, Mr. Chicken Ball is there.
Yeah, bails them out of that sticky situation, and Blake is going to send it to Bama. Bama puts a shot on. Mr. Chicken is there once again. Nanners with an unfortunate whiff. That's going to be a good demo coming in as well from Bama. Air dribble coming through. Orbits tries to send it center. I don't know what's going on with this camera right now, but it's not helping in the slightest. Mr. Chicken is at least able to get a touch, and beautiful passing play. It's just not on target there. But it is going to fly in, but Bob gets a nice and quick, easy save. As Bama pops it up, everyone is awkward. But luckily, Bob is the one who gets the touch, and Blake tries to do something, but it's just not going to happen.
And Pop went off the ceiling with no boost in hand to contest that ball on the defensive side, and ends up working out. It's a gutsy play, but it was the right call, as UAH White find themselves a little bit of room to breathe on their defensive side and maybe find a second goal in transition. Nanners couldn't get to that play before Equal Orbit was on top of it. And so we keep going back and forth, but UAH White is doing well to limit what Calera is doing offensively.
No, absolutely. I mean, the defense is still extremely strong. We just have to keep it up because we still got 3 minutes of play time here as Bama looks to send it back to the other side, but Chicken reads him beautifully, and Bob sends it down. Beautiful demo, but Orbit with a fantastic rotation trades it out as well. This could be absolutely devastating. But Bob comes in clutch at the very end, and Blake sends it down in a very slow manner.
Bama takes over. On point right now. Calera firing together, and it results in a 3-man passing play to tie us up at 1 apiece.
Beautifully done. Just the simple stuff, right? We keep talking about it. There's so much complex mechanics. Yeah, here's Calera looking super good with just passing plays. That's all they're doing.
You got to make the most of the space that you're given. Against UAH White, Calera in this game at the very least hasn't been given a ton of space, though. This is contrast to that point. Blake was given a bit of room in the UAH White corner, though. Was shut down when he got to the near side. Mid-ball, find nobody. Nanners was awkward there, but Calera couldn't punish.
Yeah, I mean, I think they also try to pre-jump it as well. They do like their pre-jumps, I will say, as Blake's nice ceiling pinch and finds the net. Beautifully done. Starting the second half of game number 3 with just a ceiling pinch. Bang!
That is huge. Huge for Calera. Coming up clutch is Blake right there. And now UAH White again have to fight from behind. And they have shown great life at the end of the 2 games that we've seen the ending of so far. But here, with your tournament lives on the line, it is not easy to step up, though Mr. Chicken Ball puts one on target. Nanners is there for a rebound, but has his shot denied by Bama.
Yeah, very well done. That's going to be an unfortunate whiff as well, but luckily Orbit's there to kind of catch it. And Bama stalls it out, sends it to Blake, who just absolutely bangs it. Fortunately, does not find the target, but the defense cracks for UAH, and Blake just follows it up just naturally, making this a 3-1 with 1 minute 50 on the clock. Calera looking to run away with it.
Poor Nanners, put in such a tough spot. I don't know if he was looking at Bama as trying to make a play on that ball and adjusted based on that, or if he did just miss. But still, not an easy play to read, and it has led to a cascade of goals for Calera. They've put together 2 in a row. That was nearly a third. And with 100 seconds left, that's massive if UAH can't answer soon. Bop almost did, but it's denied by the crossbar.
Yeah, beautifully done. And Blake puts a shot on, but Bop saves it as a minute and 20. Not much time to score 2 goals. It's on the backboard. This could be the opportunity that Nanners needs. And it absolutely is beautifully done. He slots it through and is keeping the dream of UAH alive right now.
Great shot in traffic. Nanners tucked that ball underneath the crossbar. And UAH White still have life in them. On the kickoff, though, Blake does a lot of damage to UAH White's defense, setting up equal orbit for a shot. Top right. 4-2. Calera answer UAH White's call.
Absolutely beautifully done. That's all you need in Rocket League. Just one smart kickoff to absolutely destroy the defense. Just a perfectly placed shot.
Still, time on the board. UAH White has some room to work with now, but they have to stop this momentum of Calera. Equal orbit's pre-jumping Bama in the offensive zone, and they're up 2 goals right now. That's it. They overextend. UAH White finds a goal, then adds to it. We're tied up again, but Calera's not thinking about the future at the moment. They are focused on the present. They're focused on scoring a 5th and moving on to round 5.
Bama coming up absolutely massive. Just putting one last goal in with 50 seconds on the clock. It's probably as good as dead, because only 20 seconds really to mess around with right now. As the kickoff once again commences, and Bama wins it so decisively as it is put through center and forces Nanners to an awkward save. Bob also tries to do something. Mr. Chicken flicks it. Doesn't beat Blake though. Bob with a fantastic cutoff though. Good bump from Orbit. Nice play coming in from UAH. Staying alive and at least score one more with 30 seconds on the clock. It is doable, but man, is it not probable.
It's all you can ask for. Just a little bit of hope on the UAH side, lest they join UAH Yellow on the eliminated side of the Swiss bracket. And 2 goals in 30 seconds is more than doable. Blake, though, has control and boost in a teammate's center, but he's looking solo. Gets through 2. Oh, Bop as the 3rd man for UAH White. Takes a nice double off the sidewall to put Equal Orbit in a tough spot. He was almost own-goaling that. I don't know if that was a back pass or just an awkward moment, but hey, it works out. Calera clear the zone and put all kinds of pressure now on UAH White to score ASAP.
I mean, there is no opportunity in the slightest, and Calera is able to complete the sweep and sending UH White back home. Very well done from them. The high school stays alive, moving on to Swiss round 5. One more elimination they have to face before they can have a chance at the single elimination bracket. That was just really good Rocket League coming in from Calera.
And they will move on, and I have to run and go sort out our matches for round 5. So please stick with us just a little bit longer as we take a break.